Welcome to Election Recon. It is Wednesday, October the 28th, 2020. 6 days until Election Day in these states united. And along 6 days, it is going to be welcome to another weekday election update. I'm Josh Whitfield, and once again, this is Election Recon. We're going to start with the state of the race. First, the presidency of the United States. Huge polling report again today. We are done bringing you state polls for now. It's going to just be noisy and crazy across all the states. We're just going to rely on our model to bring you state-by-state results. We will continue to bring you general election polls as we get them, but basically, folks, polling is broken. Their ABC Washington Post came out with a poll plus 17 for Biden today in Wisconsin. That's insanity. That's just outright insanity. I will eat a cricket or something. I don't know. If Biden wins Wisconsin by plus 17, we've done everything wrong here. It's polls like that that breed confusion and distrust of the system, and just really an outlier poll. And it's just that kind of noise. Okay, so just to be clear, to show you why we're done bringing you state polls, Wisconsin just today, plus 17 for Biden, plus 5 for Biden, plus 1 for Biden. It's broken. The polling system broken right now, and we are really, really losing our faith in a lot of mainstream media, people who should be telling the truth. Our faith is slipping in a major way. We're not saying they're wrong that Biden may or may not win. We're not saying they're right that Trump may or may not lose. These polls right now that the mainstream media, the professionals are starting to push right now, look like partisan push pull. It's ridiculous. And when we just don't take it at face value. We open up the crosstabs, we look at the data, and how they're weighting these polls is ridiculous. We don't agree. We don't agree respectfully. We're not going to chew them up and tear them down like some of these conservative voices out there. That's not our shtick here. But suffice it to say, how their methodology for polling right now, ABC News, Washington Post, we don't understand. And maybe they're proven right. We doubt it. We'll see on Election Day whether they're right or we're right. But yeah, plus 17 poll is ridiculous. That being said, we're going to go into the state of the race, starting first with the presidency of the United States. 5 general election or national polls we're going to bring you today. The first from Emerson College. It has the race Biden plus 5, 50 to 45. From Rasmussen Reports, it has the race Trump plus 1, 48, 47, the race within the margin of error. Another general election poll, this from the Economist YouGov. It has Biden plus 11, 54, 43. From CNN, it has the race Biden plus 12, 54, 42. And from Reuters Ipsos, it has the race Biden plus 10, 52, 42. So even nationally, the elasticity, the methodology, the approach in polling is wide. It's insanity out there. There is no agreement right now amongst major pollsters, other than the mainstream media continues to have the race up double digits, and the smaller collegiate or smaller operations continue to have the race closer to the 1 to 5 point margin. Here at Election Recon, I'm telling you, we believe the smaller organizations like Rasmussen, Emerson, IDB, TIP, who all have the race. As a matter of fact, our model much closer to the Investors Business Daily polling, and that's certainly a poll that we're taking a look at as serious, and we like their methodology and how they're doing the race. We should note it was the most accurate poll in 2016. Yeah, that's it with the polling. It's really, the polls mean a whole lot less now, folks. It's all about turnout and getting your campaign's vote out on Election Day anyway. Let's go ahead and bring you a look at all the other models and prognosticators out there for the presidency. We are adding Red Eagle Politics today to the scoop by popular demand. Red Eagle Politics appears to be the most popular conservative voice for those of you who are conservative listeners and you are looking for a counterbalance to the mainstream media models out there. You've demanded it. We're bringing it to you. We're going to bring you where REP, Red Eagle Politics, has. But first, we're going to go with 538 and Nate Silver's model from 538.com. It has Trump down now 11 in 100 chance at re-election, or 11%. Biden up 88 in 100. It's the highest Biden has been in the model. It has it 1 in 100 of a tie. Their projection of the electoral vote, 343 for Biden, 195 for Trump. And the projected share of the popular vote, 53.3% for Biden, 45.5% for Donald Trump. From electionprojection.com, he has the race closer to Trump today from our last update. Now 307 for Biden, 231 for Donald Trump. That flip coming Arizona. He's flipped Arizona to Donald Trump in his model. The popular vote projection from electionprojection.com is 49.2 for Biden, 45.8% for Donald Trump. Taking a look now at statespoll.com and their model. They've had several big updates since our last update to you. They now project the race 306 electoral votes for Donald Trump, 232 for Joe Biden. And in their update, their big moves, Pennsylvania moved to Trump. Minnesota moved back to Biden. They had moved Arizona into the toss-up column, but back to Trump today. Now, without any further ado, by conservative popular listener demand, the Red Eagle Politics projection, taking a look at his website, it was updated 2 days ago, and he currently has the race standing 248 for Donald Trump, 212 for Joe Biden with 78 toss-up electoral votes. His projected with fundamentals, his projection of the popular vote, 50.9% for Joe Biden, 46.8% for Donald Trump, which we find very interesting because that is almost identical to how our model projects it as of our update today. Moving now to the Real Clear Politics polling, the comparison of battleground polling between 2016 and 2020 of the battleground states. Biden now up 1.5%, the biggest lead of the two candidates in quite some time. We want to point out, though, that this 1.5% lead for Biden is not necessarily a shift in the current polling for Biden, but the race began to tighten in 2016 a little bit at this time in the polling. So this is more about 2016 tighten than it is tightening or pulling away right now. But still significant for Joe Biden that in the RCP battleground average, he is up 1.5%. Taking a look at the RCP map without any toss-up states, they have it 311 for Joe Biden, 227 for Donald Trump. Moving now to our model, the election Recon projected forecast model. And we've had 3 shifts in states since our last update to you. On 10/26, or Monday, the Nebraska 2nd Congressional District flipped, and it flipped from tilt Biden to tilt Trump in our model. This is a 1 electoral vote gain for President Trump. It is the first time that Donald Trump has led in the Nebraska 2nd Congressional District in our model. Today, 2 state shifts and a big one for Joe Biden and his campaign. Arizona flips from tilt Trump to tilt Biden in our model by the thinnest of margins. It flips, and that is an 11 electoral vote swing towards Joe Biden. And the last state to change today, Nevada. It moves in Trump's favor from lean Biden to tilt Biden in our model. Remember, our model rates states 0 to 3% tilt, 3.1% to 5.9%, lean. And so as our projections shift, so do our ratings. Nevada, due to the early vote, tightening up. Arizona is on a razor-thin edge, and I expect within the next 6 days it could teeter-totter back and forth. We'll continue to watch that. Now, that leaves the election recon projection scoreboard for the presidency of the United States. It's a 10-point swing towards Joe Biden with all the math added up. It now stands 289 for Joe Biden, 249 for Donald Trump in our model. The election recon projection forecast now stands in our simulation 59 in 100, or a 59% chance of a Joe Biden victory, 40 in 100, or a 40% chance of a Donald Trump win, 1 in 100 rounded up for a 269 tie, and our updated projection of the popular vote stands at 50.9% for Joe Biden, 46.9% for Donald Trump, almost identical to Red Eagle politics and very, very close, within 1% of electionprojection.com. So very interesting that we're starting to see our model align with a couple of other models out there. Our electoral vote projection very close to the RCP and election projection as well, just 1 or 2 states difference. So very interesting to starting to see some alignment. That is the state of the race for president. We're now moving to the state of the race for the U.S. Senate. We've had no model shift since our last update with you. Therefore, the election recon projection scoreboard for the U.S. Senate stands at 51 projected seats for Republicans, 49 projected seats for the Democrats. Taking a look now at the U.S. House of Representatives. Since our last update, we've had 3 shifts in our model. 2 for the Democrats, 1 for the Republicans. The 2 shifts for the Democrats happened in Texas. And its first is the Texas 10th Congressional. It moves in the Democrats' favor from lean Republican to tilt Republican. Also, the Texas 21st Congressional District. It also moves from lean Republican to tilt Republican. The third state, it is a flip, and it is a flip in the Republicans' favor. It is the Ohio 1st Congressional District, and it moves from tilt Democrat to tilt Republican in our model. Therefore, that's a 1-seat pickup for Republicans in this update. Our election recon projection scoreboard for the House now stands at 239 projected seats for Democrats, 196 seats projected for Republicans. Taking a look at governor's races across the country, no model shifts in our update for you today. Therefore, the election recon projection scoreboard for governor's mansions stands at 27 projected governor's mansions for Republicans, 23 for the Democrats. Moving now to state legislative races across the country. First, upper chambers or Nebraska's unicameral chamber. No model shifts since our last update for upper chambers. Therefore, the election recon projection scoreboard stands 29 projected upper chambers in control of Republicans, 21 projected chambers for the Democrats. Moving now to state lower chambers. This had 2 model shifts today, both in the Democrats' favor. The first is out of Texas. It moves from lean Republican to tilt Republican in our model. The second is a flip, and it is Iowa's lower chamber. It flips from tilt Republican to tilt Democrat in our model. We now project a 2-seat advantage for Democrats in Iowa's lower house in their state legislature. This leaves the election recon projection scoreboard for lower chambers at +1 for the Democrats, now at 27 lower chambers projected for Republicans, 22 for the Democrats. We want to thank you for continuing to support us. We're over 500 subscribers on YouTube, over 3,000 followers on Twitter, over 300 followers on Facebook. And we have over 1,000 listeners, unique listeners each day on the Election Recon podcast. We cannot thank you enough. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, share, and follow. You can find us on social media at Election Recon. At Election Recon, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And, of course, you can continue to find this podcast on Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We certainly do appreciate your support. This has been another Weekday Election Update. I'm Josh Whitfield. We'll see you next time. Good night.